Well, I've been doing a little wood carving. I've been carving me out a toothpick holder, and once I got to carving it out, I got to thinking, I was like, wouldn't this be cool to have, like, instead of faces, masks? That's M-A-S-K apostrophe S. With a lot of boards I say it's quite a challenge. So that's what I started doing. Not just for the eyeballs out, you can see I just used a drill bit and drilled the eyeballs out. Well, the masked eyes go. And dude right yonder, I'm gonna try to make him look like a tree bark. And I'll give him like a wooden look. And as for the toothpicks, we'll go. Let me see, I did have a toothpick laying around here. But there'll be a whole lot more toothpicks in it than just that. That's a nice thing about wood carving. Body picks up a piece of wood. I mean, they don't even have to, a lot of times, think about what the wood carve. I mean, a lot of times you just pick up wood and you get to cutting and something comes out of it, You just take it as it go, I guess you can say. But this little thing right here, I've got about, shit, not long. I'm gonna say maybe 4 hours at the most in it. And there's still a little detailing to do to it. My detailing sucks. And I've do every bit of my walk with Old Faithful. Right, that's what I do on my walk with. My detailing, my cutting out, you name it, that's what I do my walk with. And it kinda gets hard, like trying to detail with a knife like that. Where you got your, you can see the thickness of the knife. And you try to stick that up and out where the eyeball and stuff goes at to do some cutting and shit. It can get, aggravating time to time. But I manage it. I'm walking on cutting me out a wood carving knife. Financially wise, can't afford one right at the moment. And a lot of people say, well shit, $20 wood carving knife, it must, you must have been off of bad shape, you can't afford $20. But right now, $20 is like $100, to a lot of people. I mean, but anyway, I quit rambling. Right, there's my knife I'm working on making. And I don't know how good it'll feel or whatever. I measured it out to my right hand. But if it don't feel good, I just cut me another one until I make one that does feel, good. And my original plan with making this handle was gonna be just like a regular wood carving knife, just kind of slender and yay so big. But once I got to cutting this out, little doodah come out of it. And I was like, well, if that's wanting to come out of it, then I'm just gonna, cut it out. So that's what I done. And what the shit is it, I don't know. Something or another. Gonna use the blade. Will be out of a jigsaw blade. And I'm gonna take some rivets and put in it. It might not be the most fancy looking thing around, but by George, it should do its purpose. And right here is another knife handle I've been working on. And this is another thing, it just come right out of it. I planned on, making this one slendering, but it started coming out, and I was like, I just go with it. And both of these knife handles is made out of a black walnut. I got right beside the house a black walnut tree, and a limb fell out of the tree a while back. Got to looking at that limb, I was like, man, that's an awful pretty limb right in. It'd be a shame just to take that limb and throw it under the bank. So I took and picked the limb up and looked at it and decided to put it out in my building, to keep the rain and shit off from it, till I could figure out what I could do with it. Well, a couple of days ago I sat around the house, whittling with my knife, and I got to thinking about that limb, and it come to me, can't afford buying the wood carving knives, why not just make some? So, that's what I decided to do with that limb. So that's what this little thing come off from. And been a couple of days ago, I tried carving out a human face, like a cartoon type face thing. And this is actually the very first time I tried doing this. And that's what that looks like. My original thought of doing this was to make a toothbrush holder. Drill a hole right down in the head and have it where you put your toothbrush down in it, But you can tell, there's a lot of shit that's wrong with this head. Number one, the ear's major time. Because this is actually the first time I'd ever in my life tried carving out any kind of ear at all. Usually if I've ever done any kind of face, it's like wood spirits and, the hair would be covering the ears up or whatever. And that's definitely, the ears to me is definitely a hard thing. And the eyebrows and the eyes is offset. And, about everything is really. But I guess practice makes perfect, I reckon. But I ain't gonna pick something up and overnight, be an expert at it. But anywho, I guess that's all. I've done been rambling for right at 10 minutes. Best of luck and happy wood carving to one and all.